Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back. So new ritual support. I was about to say Saphira support, but that's not really the case. It somewhat ties in with like Sir Ravis with Skull Guardian, I believe the card is called. Again, a couple of old school cards like Novox, I believe the name is, very similar to Herald. Very similar. I mean, you'll see why, you can special summon it off of Herald. So, it's one of those archetypes that I personally underestimated. When I read the cards, like yesterday I think, I was like, these seem okay. But when you actually started playtesting them, or start to playtest them, you're like, ooh, this deck can do some stick stuff. And it's actually kind of good. The build, at least the deck has some built-in negation, etc. So what does the deck do? I think at least the deck's most important normal summon is of course Herald. Send extra deck Herald to the graveyard to get a search. Plus, as you know, when your level 2 Herald is tributed for like a ritual summon, you can special summon, what is it, level 2 or lower from the deck, like a fairy type I think, and then, you can go for Novox, your level 1. Your Novox works very similar to Kishki's. You can use her multiple times during the same turn, at least use her for a ritual summon, as like the entire materials needed. Plus, when you ritual summon, or special summon, that's important, like a ritual monster on the side of the field. What is it, a warrior or is it fairy? I think so, yeah. Or dragon that is. You can reborn her. You can reborn Novox. Why is that important? That could potentially trigger Novox during your opponent's turn, and Novox triggers upon summon, like immediately true Draco style, immediately activating one of the continuous spell or trap. The trap is basically also fantastic, very similar to Salmon Great Rage. It pops stuff from your opponent. You can like special summon one of your new, like monsters to the field or add it to the hand. It's a searcher, very similar to the continuous spell, which is also a searcher. So it's kind of mind-blowing that it kind of feels like Necros in form of consistency, with some tweaks. So I think the first ritual summon you go for is Saphira to potentially discard something from your opponent, during the end phase. After that you can go for the new one, the new Skull. It's a level 7 by the way, which is an Omni negation. First of all, if you have Novox on field, your level 1 fairy, it doubles its attack when you have Novox either on field or graveyard. Plus, upon ritual summon, it's a searcher, so it searches basically everything from the archetype, so again, fantastic. Imagine Boral Savage plus a searching capability effect, again, insane. This is cute, and one of the cute engines that I'm, working with is Odd Eyes. The Odd Eyes ritual monster can be summoned with the built-in ritual, so that's already cool. It's easy searchable. The Odd Eyes ritual monster negates spells from your opponent. Again, if you negate something from your opponent, it will put itself into the pendulum zones, right? And then you have the capability to special summon an Odd Eyes from your extra deck. So Vortex is there, but keep in mind, you will only get the bounce effect, right? So there is no negation effect simply because you're not running any pendulum monsters. You could go for like maybe Artfeet Eccentric or, other pendulums to set that one up, but I'm not so sure about that. But maybe in the future with more support, or maybe like a small sub-engine featuring Odd Eyes to give that pendulum monster in the extra deck, for Vortex to something to negate and send back to the deck. That's kind of cool. So here, more hand traps. The deck can run multiple hand traps because preparation of rites and pre-prep is so busted in this deck. Drop the Odd Eyes Pendulum Graph for potential spell negation during their turn. I still have an Omni... No, the Omni negation now is not live, but what you want to do is special summon the... So Rave is level 6, I think, or level 7. It's level 7, I think, yeah. And as soon as your opponent activates a card effect, you can then bounce it back to the hand to special summon one of your rituals from the deck. So here in this case, just get Soravis on field. This could potentially trigger Novox, reborning herself from the graveyard, give you a search, true Draco style. And this makes it so that your Omni Negation Skull Guardian ritual monster will turn on its Omni Negation effect, its Boral Savage effect. So that's again really cool. So you could like take the risk, leave Novox in graveyard, and then during their turn special summon a ritual monster that could trigger or will trigger Novox, etc. So again, really nice. So go for Herald, the ritual spell to tribute Herald, to go for Saphira. This is so cool. Your opponent forcing, or your opponent already used up like 1 or 2 hand traps, and Saphira will make it so that they will discard another card. So basically setting your opponent at least 1 extra card back. Leave Novox on field to, you know, get that Omni Negation going. Maybe use her for a Link 1 summon, maybe for, you know, for Little Knight, etc. But I mean, imagine your opponent having evenly matched, so you might want to keep that Novox on field. Plus, like, the continuous spell also suffers or gives your deck like extra protection. So my Novox here in this case is also protected. This is fine. Another Surge. This is all cool. Draw, and I draw the Ritual spell. Like, for this, I think... No. Trias Hierarchy, I believe the name is, was also a terrible draw. You definitely, like here in this case, because again, you have multiple ways to search the Ritual spell or send it to the graveyard with the Saphira Queen, the level 6 one. Also fantastic instant staple. But yeah, Little Knight is there, so I kind of sacrifice my battle phase a little bit. At least I can't attack directly, but, you know, making sure that Ray is banished. My Alt-Ice Pendulum graph in the extra, well, in the Pendulum Zone, so I can get back a Ritual spell from the graveyard, get itself back, like the card is borderline insane. Omni Negation still on, Special Summon Soravis for a potential extra deck negation. Keep in mind, Soravis kind of works the same way as Solemn Judgment, I think, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. So you cannot negate special summons. You know, there are special summons from at least by a card effect, right? So like an instant link summon, you can negate with Soravis. Spiral's got more support. I'm not a huge fan of that. The deck needs Master Plan. Like, the support is okay, but without Master Plan, the deck is not that great, to be honest. It's fine, it's okay, but like one little interruption, the deck will just suffer. So Ash on whatchamacallit, double Helix. And this is fine, I guess. Couple of interruptions. One of these cards here being Imperm, I think. The top 3 cards from my deck were stacked because of Drone. So quick fix, we know there is a Wing Blast and Crow. So this is okay, let's see, what can we do? Draw the Ritual Monster, okay. That's all fine. Prep goes through. Discard the Angel, send Ritual, search another Ritual. And this is so cool, because the archetype, you know, plays a built-in Soravis or 2. I prefer 2, because of this search one, keep one in deck for special summon. It makes it so that your Herald is unaffected by Imperm or Veil or stuff like that. So this is all nice. Go for the level 1, activate the continuous spell, search the level 7, I think. The Soravis monster, yeah, it should be a level 7. Go for Little Knight to force out that Wind Blast. And now I can just, you know, special summon my Soravis, attack over double Helix, right? Yeah, send back a Ritual spell and another spell from my graveyard back to the deck. During the end phase, Alt-Ice triggers, get back Ritual, bounce it back, Little Knight. Yes, so many interruptions. Plus, whatchamacallit, my level 1 was engraved, I think. So again, more interruptions during their turn as well. So again, kind of sick. The deck plays during your opponent's turn. And you know how that goes here, you know, with archetypes that have the capability to play during your opponent's turn. Again, some same plays. Like, this kind of feels a little bit awkward, you know, drawing multiples of those continuous spells and traps. And that's why I prefer, for now, not running amount, you know, the maximum amount of your Novox, your level 1 fairy, because she's searchable off of Herald. And I still prefer Benten, simply because let's say if you don't open Novox or most preferably Herald, level 2, you can search Benten, you know, with prep or, you know, there's ways to make it so that you can eventually go for Herald, Tribute Herald, Special Summon Novox, you know, that's the line you want to go for. So I'm not so sure if I really want to max out on Novox. Big weakness though is Bystials, the lights, the darks. Lights more so, that's big against this deck. So that's probably one of the reasons why this deck might not pop off. But who knows, like the Bystials are important, but imagine them getting, you know, limited 1 Magnum with 1 Druid's Worm. That's, you know, could already be big for this particular archetype. But again, it's one of those archetypes that I heavily underestimated. The deck has potential, like the in-core engines, it goes super well together. It's an advantage generator, plus it plays during your opponent's turn. And that's kind of scary because of the Omni Negation, the spell negation with the Alt-Ice, and maybe, you know, I guess, search for more options, more you know, engines, Pendulum Engine maybe to capitalize on Vortex as well. That's something I want, at least that I will want to try in the future, but who knows. So again, all suggestions are definitely welcome. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Leave a sign out. Peace.